Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, I want to say thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, listening if you're over there on the Anchor.fm or the Google Podcast, wherever you are. A lot of things to talk about. 3 things happened yesterday. 3 converging things. It was like one of those supermoons they always talk about. The orange ones, the blue ones, the pink ones, the plaid ones, whatever it is. That only happens once every 60 years and everybody gets excited. But then when you go outside, there's clouds and it just looks like a normal moon over a really salt filter. But you have to act like you're amazed. Oh my God. But 3 things converged in one day. And it was kind of weird. First of all, it was 420, and we all know what that means. Potheads came out of the woodwork to let everybody know that, yes, I do still indeed smoke weed. I think, you know, when this whole, I don't know how I got to 420. I don't know the significance, and I care so little about it, I didn't even bother searching for it to try to give you an explanation. So if you do know, I don't care. I don't know how that signifies marijuana use, but I do know that when it first started, you know, it was kind of a brave thing because marijuana was illegal, and you can go to jail, you can go to prison, spend long stretches in prison just for weed. And so during 420, when people would, under their social media, they'd post pictures of them smoking pot or, you know, showing their bongs or showing their bags of weed. It was kind of brave. It was kind of one of those, ooh, let's hope the FBI doesn't see that and come pick your ass up, you know. So it was kind of cool back then, kind of edgy. But now it's just weed is legal almost everywhere. You know, your grandfather smokes weed, your grandmother smokes weed, your pastor probably smokes weed. Guy selling you your car, cutting your hair, packing your groceries, cutting your lawn. They all smoke weed. Everybody smokes weed for one reason or another now because it's just widely accepted. And I'm saying this as somebody who does not smoke weed, but is a staunch advocate for legalization federally. On a federal level in the United States, they should just legalize weed. It would create a lot of jobs. It grows so easily, they could sell it for a very low amount, but tax the shit out of it enough where they could get rid of taxes on things like gasoline. It would be better for the economy. It would be better for everybody, even those that don't smoke weed. It would just be a good thing, and I'm all for it. But we don't need a special day for it. And I really don't care that everybody on my social media is posting pictures of their weed. I just don't care. It's just not an edgy thing anymore. It's just like, it's like when you're scrolling through Instagram and it's like, okay, yeah, there's your food. There's your food. You bought a new dress. You bought a new pair of shoes. Great. We just kind of look at it. Maybe if it's a good friend, just hit the like button to let them know I saw it. And then we just scroll on. So it was 420. But also Derek Chauvin, the police officer who murdered George Floyd. And I can say murdered without having to say allegedly, because on that same day he also got convicted on all 3 counts of murder. His sentencing will be in 2 months. And I know this this was big news. This was the huge news. But I'm telling you this because if you were one of those celebrating 420, you probably never heard it because you were too high. And you were just laying around on your couch playing video games or watching cartoons. But yes, that happened yesterday, in case you were keeping up. He was found guilty. I'm sure there was a lot of relief in the town, but I'm also sure people who were out there ready to protest because that's never happened before. They were ready. I think there might have been a bit of disappointment because they were ready to start rioting, burning down buildings, setting things on fire. And then they're like, oh, he was found guilty. Oh, man. Okay, put away the pitchforks and torches. I guess we'll have to wait for another day. I'm sure there was some disappointment. People want to have something to be angry about anymore. So that was good news. But the other news, your boy, Ted Nugent, the Nuge, got himself a case of cat scratch fever. In this case, what I'm referring to is the coronavirus. Because after a year of telling people the coronavirus was fake, it's a plandemic, it's a scamdemic, don't take the vaccine, it's going to do horrible things to you, change your DNA, make you into a Satan-worshiping baby eater who bathes in the blood of homeless people, whatever the latest conspiracy is around that. After a year of telling people that, he got the corona, and he says it is not a pleasant experience, which comes as a complete shock to no one who believes science. He said he could barely get out of bed. Great for the rest of the world. There are some safe animals out in the woods that he can't go blow up with his bazooka or whatever the fuck he does. But so that happens. So those three things, 420, the conviction of a cop who murdered someone, and another anti-vaxxer conspiracy theorist getting the hardest dose of reality possible, all converged on the same day. And I'm surprised that there weren't cracks appearing, or sinkholes appearing all over the world, and sulfur and smoke flowing forth to bring forth the advent of the Antichrist. That would be the religious take on something like that. Like like I said, on the rare occasions when all the conditions are right and the moon's going to change colors and Venus is going to pass in front of it, that's when Christians say it's the end of the world. I got to give them credit, though. I mean, I got to give some of these wackos credit. I really do. For their endurance and for their patience. Conspiracy theorists have been waiting for the New World Order since the 1960s. And they're still out there pounding away at it, man, pounding away. Nothing compared to the Christians, though. They've been waiting for the rapture for, over 2,000 years. That's some dedication, man. That takes a lot of patience. It's like there's not a time where they're going to say, you know what? Maybe it's just not going to happen. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to be that way. So, yeah, those are the big news stories since the last time I talked to you. And I wanted to get those out of the way, like I said, in case you were too high to notice those things actually happened. Use the Googles. Look them up. It's pretty awesome. Day 6 right now of our lockdown here in Cambodia where I live. You might notice it's a little bit lighter in here. It's just about to get dark, but I thought I'd make this video early enough where you can see out the window there. It's lightning a little bit. It's about to storm. Lockdown's going pretty good so far. It's weird that I always find my creative side, my more creative side, because my first thought was, being locked in for 2 weeks, I am going to get so much shit done. I can put out video after video. I can work on jokes. I can really take this time, finish or work on some of my writing. I'm writing my next book and stuff. But there just seems to be a creative dearth when I'm immobile and when I'm just stuck inside, because a lot of what I say and a lot of what I think and do is based on, going out and seeing things, and it enters my brain and my subconscious says, hey, that would be funny. Or what if this happened? Or, well, that's a weird situation. And without that stimuli going on around me, I find myself just sitting here trying to think of things. I've written a few jokes, but I'm probably not going to use them. I think they're a little hacky. I didn't, because I'm just trying to think of things off the top of my head without any reference on the outside world. I don't know if that makes sense. But when I'm out here walking around or driving around and seeing things and doing things, that's when my mind's always working. And then when I get home, I write down the ideas, I jot them down, and I kind of plan out where I want to go from there. So it's kind of weird not having that stimuli to do anything with. Well, we're doing okay in lockdown. Really watching a lot of YouTube, noticing a lot of weird things on social media. And I've seen this more than once, and I don't know if this is a thing. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be done, but somebody's going through a loss that would devastate most people, that would have most people just crush them. And they're just posting it on social media immediately after something bad happens. I don't quite understand that trend. I read a tweet the other day that said, my baby son just died 2 hours ago, and I am devastated. I am numb. I don't know what to do. And the only thing I was thinking was, so your first thought was, let's go to Twitter. And I realize people make connections and friends on social media. It's called social media for a reason. But is that really the time to post it? Like 2 hours after there are 5 stages of grief, and I read them all. Not one of them says, use Twitter to tell everybody about it. Give yourself a week or 2 weeks to grieve and process and get the funeral thing out of the way and kind of reset yourself. I mean, maybe they were just looking for thoughts and prayers from complete strangers, but again, that's not one of the 5 stages of grief. You know, horrible things happen to people every day. The world is chaotic. It's unpredictable. We just try to control it the best we can by making plans and doing this and that. But it's all futile in the end. And I'm not being nihilistic. I'm not saying, oh, don't have goals, don't do anything, because it's not going to matter, because they will matter for as long as we're here. But we can never stop bad things from happening, right? But I just find that I find it, to be honest, a little bit creepy when I'm reading that going, 2 hours ago, you had a baby son and he died 2 hours ago, and you're just posting it on social media. I just don't get that. And I apologize if you do, let me know. Like I said, I understand you make connections, but unless they're family and friends, complete strangers don't want to know about that, because I'm sitting there having a pretty good day. You know, I'm sitting there trying to make little jokey jokes and trying to retweet and reply to people the best I can and having a good day, la, la, la. I'm all happy. And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing about somebody's dead baby. It's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a letdown. So maybe I think it's creepy and wrong because it brings me down and I'm just a selfish asshole. That could absolutely be it, because I've never, ever denied that. Who knows? But anyway, there's my little update. Day 6. I really have nothing more to add at this time. We're doing good. We're staying alive. We have food. We have internet. I jerked off 3 times yesterday, but I didn't post that on social media, so you're not special. So there we go. All right. I will talk to you guys in the next one, unless you put a screwdriver in your ear. Then you're not going to be able to hear. It'll just be weird. And looking at me without being able to hear me is even weirder. So keep the sharp objects away from your ears. That's my big advice to you. All right. Talk to you in the next one.